Wir sind hier am ersten Tag der PDAC in Toronto. Wir haben gleich ein altbekanntes Unternehmen für die Leser von goldinvest.de, das ist die Monument Mining. Da ist in letzter Zeit einiges passiert, es zeichnen sich einige Fortschritte ab und wir wollen von Neues CEO Kathy mal hören, wo man steht und wie es weitergeht. Kathy, I was just saying there's a lot of things happening at Monument at the moment. At Selinsing, you're working on two things. You're working on getting oxide for your mill, for your plant. Also, you're working on finding a working process to treat the sulfide ore. Can you tell us where you are with that and what the next steps are going to be?
Thank you. Selinsing project, we work on two ends. One is we want to remain the sustainable gold production by using Selinsing current oxide materials to feed into the mill. Our main focus is on mining of Block 7 for this year and continually to blend the stockpiled materials into the mill after this year. As well, we're expecting, if successful, to put Perongi materials into the mill for the trial mining for beginning of next year. On the other hand, we speed up the sulfide study, which we have received the basic processing design package already. We hand it over to the CES for front-end engineering design, and that would deliver the execution plan to put the sulfide project into production.
When do you think that might be, roughly?
So roughly we can have that complete by the end of this fiscal year. And depending on the funding, right after that, we can start the construction.
Okay, perfect. Now, Selinsing used to be your only project or mine, apart from another project in Malaysia, Mangapur, which we're talking about later. But at the moment, you're working hard on a project in Australia called Bunakura, if I pronounced that correctly.
Yes.
Can you tell us where you're at and what are the hurdles you're facing? What are the steps you're undertaking?
Okay, we have acquired Mercensing project back to 2014. Since then, we spent totally about 16 million to develop that project. In particular, we have advanced Bunakura project ready for early stage production. So the work up to date has been done is to refurbished crushing plant, and all the new crushing refurbished plant has been shipped into the site ready for installation. And we continue to do a detailed study which will include underground opportunities on top of the open pit mine design, which has been done last year. And those results are going to be included into preliminary economic study, which will be concluded somewhere April or May. But in the parallel, we develop the execution plan to put this plant into the upgrade of plant into construction. It may take 5 months to have that ready to put Bunakura project into production subject to funding.
Okay, so that is a thing also you're working on the funding for as well at Selinsing the sulfide process and the putting into production of Bunakura.
Yeah, that's correct. Selinsing has produced a preliminary feasibility study which gives 6 years minimum life of mine that can be extended by further drilling, which the deposit opportunity opens all directions, especially it also has underground opportunities.
Very interesting. Now that's 1 and 2, and now we're moving over to the third project, which is a big project also in Malaysia, the Mangapur polymetallic project. Can you tell us where you're at there? Are you working that? Is that on hold, or have you plans for? I remember plans for copper production using intact technology, for example.
Okay. Since we acquired the Mega Pure project, we have done lots of work, lots of confirmation drilling, which majority of confirmation drilling has been completed. And due to the market change with the copper price and the iron price been declining, we put that project on the care and maintenance. But in the meantime, we engaged Intech to do a further test work on copper. Through the resource definition, we would advance that project mainly on the copper and the iron. So that is really an iron and copper project. We are currently finalize the resource statements, and we are going to come up with a 43-101 resource statements pretty soon.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sitting here with you, whereas for a couple of years I've been talking to Bob. So please just give us an idea why you took over and how it's different being a woman at the helm. Is that any concern?
No, I think the change mainly reflects the demand for a business growth of the company and also increased operation activities. As you know, last year, June 2017, was 10 years anniversary of the company. And in President's message, that is really a milestone. In past 10 years, the Monument has grown from a ground zero to a producing company, and also built up a multiple site operations. And also it has replaced all the original gold reserves Saliency has. It produced on top of this produced 350 million gross revenue. So the second arrow of the monument is to realize the current development for 6 years of production, put the Saliency into production, put Banakara into production to generate potential second cash flow. So and also next thing is to focus on the exploration, which has quite a good potential on each project, over 1 million ounces of potential. We want to further explore it. So with all of the activities happening on the ground, we need to strengthen our depth of the management team. While the change is well planned towards to this direction, to consolidate all of the activities of the company's business and operations, to create a synergy of the company, to make sure the delivery is in place. And in the past, Mr. Baldock, as a founder of Monument, has demonstrated his the success, leadership to the company. Also, the management team has demonstrated their strength in the operations, and it's all going to remain no change.
Okay. Well, we've been talking about your project, we've been talking about you. Now there's another thing that's interesting to German investors, I guess not only Germans, that is there's some sort of lawsuits running in Malaysia for a while now. I understand you're probably not able to say much, but can you give us an idea if it's progressing, and if you think it's if you're confident in what you are trying to achieve?
Yeah, we have already summarized all the recent progress in our MD&A, which has been published in just a couple of days ago, and readers can refer to the MD&A to get a full update.
Okay, thank you. Now, you already told us a bit about this, but with all your different development initiatives in Salinsing, in Bonacora, where do you think you would be with these development phases at the end of this year?
So by the end of this year, we would, I think we would pursue our production on Block 7 in line with our projection. We can deliver the execution plan for silencing as a sulfide project, ready to put it into construction. Also, we would be able to deliver the PEA study and execution plan for Banakara project, but we are ready, to execute Banakara project to put it into production. Is all subject to funding.
Okay, thank you very much, and we'll be certainly looking forward to seeing how things progress this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you.